come to my attention that there are some new business gurus doing the rounds who reckon that they can show you how to buy a multi-million dollar business with zero down, either using purely vendor finance or purely investor funding. I'm here to disabuse you of this notion because it is kind of bullshit. So firstly, if you want to buy a business, you want to get into business, you want to get into ownership, and you're figuring out the best way to structure deals, I have no problem with that. Good on you for learning, good on you for getting into it, good on you for trying to figure it out. What I have problems with are the people who profit off putting up bullshit courses that don't work in reality. In all of my time, I have seen one purely vendor finance deal where the person wasn't already involved in the business, and it was just a freak weird transaction. Let me explain this. Let's say I got a business I'm selling for $1 million. Let's say it nets 350 a year. Someone comes along and they're like, hey man, I'll give you $1 million, but I'm going to pay it to you through the funds of the business for the next 3 years, as an example. Why the hell would I go for that? I could keep the business, pay myself 350K a year, have none of the risk of someone else coming in and potentially torpedoing and destroying the business, and I can just wait around indefinitely until someone comes along with a check. And even then, I can just put a manager in place if I really don't want to be in the business at all. So the like downside risk for someone to purely vendor finance a deal is humongous compared to the essentially the upside risk they get of selling it. Now there is a place for vendor finance. A lot of deals I'll pitch forward in purchases, I'll say 50% or 40% vendor finance. I think that's fair because then the seller gets a nice chunk of cash up front and de-risks themselves, and I'll try to match the vendor finance term with how long the seller is going to stay in the business for the handover. That way they also get some control on the day-to-day operations and can keep an eye on things and make sure that it goes through and works. At the end of the day, this is about finding a transaction that works for both sides, not just screwing the other dude down to nothing. That's just not how business should be.